Meet all of my animals. So majority of my animals are rescues, but there is a fair few that I have bought, such as a stone gecko, some green tree frogs, and a children's python. The rest are all rescues. So first off, we do have Cleo. She is a children's python. She has just hit a year old and she loves to adventure. So she will get to be just over a meter long. I haven't measured how big she is as of late, but she has gotten quite big. I would put her about 50 centimeters when she's fully stretched out. So she's definitely got some growing and some thickening up to do. So she is a marble children's python. So she does have the beautiful little yellowing and then the marble spots all over her. So the next animal is really hard to show because it is daytime, but we do have the green tree frogs in here. I've got Donald, Daisy, Darla, and Dory. Now, obviously, I will try and get some clips later tonight of when they're out, but let's try and find them. So in this pipe here, we can barely make out Dory's face, but she is in there. In this pipe over here, we will have Donald, who of course is showing us his bum. Under here, we have got Darla. She's the darkest of them all. She's also the most greedy, who likes to try and eat the tongs at feeding time. And then right at the back of this pipe behind Donald is Dory. Okay, so the next one is another one that is really hard to show because he is nocturnal. His name is Arlo and he is a stone gecko. Now I've only managed to get him on camera 3 times in the 8 months that I have owned him. I got him from a reptile expo. He was kind of an impulse buy. I knew I wanted to get something, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to get. And then I saw him and I just could not stop thinking about him. So I went back and purchased Arlo. So this is his tank. Now Arlo is only going to grow up to 10 centimeters, but let's see if we can find him. So like I said, he is incredibly tiny. We do have a foot in there, which barely picks up. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get his head. Trying to see a bit of his body. He is teeny tiny. This is his favourite place to hide at the moment. But being a stone gecko, he does love to climb. So we've got his branches, a false rock wall that if he really wants, he can get behind. Perfect, that doesn't matter. There's bugs that hide in there. Then we do have the fake plants, so he can hide behind them all throughout, but he does like to go quite haywire at night time. Okay, so the next tank I'm going to show you is my son's fish tank. He is only 2, but I wanted the goldfish. I kind of forgot about the fish. I also have 2 tanks with goldfish and 1 tank with a betta fish. My son's tank is currently having a pH issue, which we are treating. So the tank is green at the moment. There is no algae. It is simply just the pH issues that we are battling, but we've got the stuff in there that should fix it within the next week. So keep that in mind. This tank does not usually look like this. We are just having some issues, but we've got a 130 litre goldfish tank. So there is 3 normal goldfish in there. We have a orange, a white, and then a comet, so white with orange. And then there is, I can't even remember their names right now, the one with the bulgy eyes. There's a black, an orange, and a white one. And I love them all so much. We also do have some sucking catfish in that tank, which it's so hard to show at the moment. It is so annoying. We have 2 sucking catfish in that tank and then 2 snails to help keep the tank clean. We got the water tested and everything. All the levels are normal except for that pH, and having that pH out of balance really messes up the watercolor. We've already done 2 water changes and have added in the pH down stuff, so hopefully within the next week we do see some changes. Next up, this tank, you are not going to see anything because I do believe they are all under at the moment. My partner wanted hermit crabs and we got hermit crabs. However, we didn't do our research. We went based off what the pet store told us. So we were doing everything wrong at first, and then I joined a hermit crab page and we learned all about what hermit crabs actually need. And let me tell you, it is a lot different to what the pet shops tell you. Their coloured shells, horrible for them. The food that you buy at the pet shops, horrible for them. Substrate does actually need to be mixed. You need temperature gauges, heat mats, and enrichment. All of this stuff that we didn't know because we went based off of what a pet shop told us. We should have done more research. We ended up spending over $600 on this tank and getting them the proper food, nutrients, everything like that, and we are still working on this tank. I am just very pregnant, so we're just doing what we do. But next up, we have got my partner's fish tank, which is the first fish tank we ever got. So he has got 2 little goldfish and then 3 of those things. 2 sucking catfish in here, and then the snails as well. He really wanted a SpongeBob theme. My son wanted dinosaurs in there, and I just found that. Now for the beta fish tank, we are working on getting some more substrate in here. I just need to talk to the fish shop on how I can do it without disturbing him and the water, because he has killed just about every single plant in here. That used to be a beautiful plant. Somebody ate it. Somebody up there. But we are working on this tank to get it better. And yeah. Okay, now that is all the animals that I have physically bought. The next ones are all my rescues. Okay, so the next tank is a little bit dirty because one of them literally went through a shed yesterday, has dragged it all over the place, and they also got fed yesterday. So we're in peak fun time. Just about all of the pens are due for a clean in the next couple of days, so keep that in mind. But the first 2 that we are showing is 2 blue tongue lizards, Baloo and Bagheera. I got them for free from a neglect situation. They were living in literal cat litter, no heat, no UVB, and had never seen greens in their life. They were literally living off of dog food, wet dog food. Now, while dog food is okay for them, they need their greens. They also had severely overgrown nails, so they were having trouble walking. They do not eat live bugs because that was never offered to them before, but we do give them a supplement of already deceased, ready to go bugs, and we shake that, cover that in the calcium for them, and then give it to them. But I'm going to show you them. Okay, so they do live together because they have been kept together their whole lives, and they are about 10 years old, and I really didn't want to separate them when they get along so well. So here we do have Baloo, and here we have Bagheera. Now, they are very much used to being handled. However, I don't handle them because they have been through a lot and they quite like being in their tank, just being left alone. So we do that and then swap out their enrichment weekly. Next up, we have my grumpy boy, Sully. He is another blue tongue. He came from a situation where he was basically just dropped off at my work. He had just come out of promotion and was severely underweight, so we are still working on his weight gain. He has started to get so much more confidence with coming out up to the window saying hi. He still does not like to be handled. He will come up, but we don't really touch him. So all of my animals tend to be more of the look, don't touch. He also lets me know when it's feeding day. You couldn't tell, today is feeding day. But over the last 4 months, we have been getting him into a much better condition. He's no longer staying in his rock all day. He comes out, he basks, he does everything absolutely amazing. Now, the next girl I got, I did pay $100. That came with the full tank setup, so 2 ceramic globes, a UVB light, the lizard, a rock, and a fake plant. Yeah, I don't have much to say about her. She's missing a couple of toenails. She's got a bit of a kinky tail, but nothing that is affecting her. And she has just gone into her brand new area. So her previous tank was 120 centimeters long, which is the minimum requirement for an adult bearded dragon, whereas she is now in a 180 long, I do believe, and I've never measured how tall it is. But basically she's got her old hide in here at the moment, just as she is getting used to this tank. Lots of climbing areas, branches, all of that. She loves this spot to bask. 2 ceramic heat lamps, a brand new UVB light, and plenty of spots to turn around. She is absolutely loving this new area. The reason I got her was because the owners had put her up for sale because they were moving to the other side of Australia and they could not take her. So I took her on board, and she is a great fit for my family. Everybody absolutely loves her, and she has done really well for the last year here. So I've only got 2 animals left inside, and that is my 2 cats, Chip and Minnie. Chip is 5 years old. I got her for free because a family couldn't afford to spay their cat, and she had kittens, and it was just becoming a process where this cat was pretty much constantly getting pregnant, and they just needed to get rid of the kittens. So I got Chip, who is a beautiful little girl. She likes to think she's grumpy, but she is actually really annoying because of how much affection she shows. When I first got Chip, I actually didn't like her very much. She was quite feral. She would scratch the life out of my hands, bite, constantly hide, had a lot of anxiety. If I had people over, you did not see her. You didn't even know that I had Chip. Over the last 4 or 5 years, she has come such a long way that when I have people over now, they are lucky if they can get her off of them. She likes to sleep at the end of my bed, at my feet, or snuggle right up to my face. And she has done a complete 180 and has turned into the best cat. Minnie, on the other hand, she's interesting. She loves to come outside and sit in the backyard and watch the ducks and everything. But when I was 36 weeks pregnant with my first, that's when I got Minnie. And let me tell you, she was a terror. She would climb in my bed purely to go under the blanket to attack my feet. If you had a body part hanging out of bed, she would find it and attack it. She's tried to get the fish out of my fish tank when I was cleaning it. She just sits there watching. What else has she done? She's so naughty. She's just so naughty, and I know what you're thinking. She is not an orange cat. She is a tabby cat. I don't know where she is right now, but she is in spirit an orange cat. So naughty. I love orange cats though, but so naughty. Okay, so the next animals are all my outside animals. Now, the ones that I've got, one of them I bought, 8 years ago. The others have all come for various reasons. So this is one chicken who I actually bought. She is ancient, she is over 8 years old, and she hates everyone. This one is, who are you? You are Elsa. This is Elsa, my Muscovy duck. She came to me because where I work, she kept escaping her pen, and we thought it would just be safer for me to take her home where she can free range as much as she wants. Okay, so these three, I got 2 of them as ducklings. This one is basically a mule of ducks. He's a Pekin cross Muscovy, so he is completely infertile. And then I got him a friend, hoping it would be a girl. It did not work out that way. Then we have Quackers, who I got to be a friend for Waddles. Now, Waddles came because she has issues with one of her legs that causes her to waddle a lot more than normal. She basically has a limp, but it looks like she's just waddling really weirdly. So I got the 2 ducklings because one of my ducks were broody and I could not break her brood no matter how much I tried. So we just hatched some eggs at work and I said, you know what, I need to try and break this brood. She did not want to break the brood. She did not want those ducklings, but they will be ready to go back to my work soon because I don't need boys here on my property. This one here is Midnight. I know, big shocker. She is another one who came to my work. I work on a farm, by the way, but she was basically given to us because the rest of her flock was by a fox. Don't know what words I can say on YouTube, but she was very traumatized, and I work on a farm with children. She does not really like anybody. She does like my family now that she's been here for a while, but yeah. Okay, so this chicken, her name's probably going to give it away. I am terrible at naming animals, but this is Bungfoot. She was given to us with a severe case of leg mites that we just could not treat in the time that it needed to be treated. By the time we got her, it was already so far, I'm going to say infected, but she basically had mites so bad to the point that her feet are permanently disfigured. So she doesn't really have any scales on her feet. Her nails are permanently overgrown, and no matter how much you try and cut them, you will hit the quick because those mites create so much issues. It has caused permanent damage, and I didn't really want her at the farm where kids are because she doesn't look the best and people complain about everything. So we treated her with all the right treatments, got the vet involved, all of that, and then after that we decided we would take her home. Okay, so Elsa's in there. Next up we've got Anna. I got Anna when I got Elsa because I didn't just want to have one lone duck, so we got Anna as well. The way I can tell them apart is by the grey patches. She is also a Muscovy duck, so she doesn't quack, she hisses and chirps. And the last one, I can never find her during the day because she's just an old girl who literally hides anywhere, but her name is Blind Eye, and you guessed it, she's blind in one eye. Another chicken that was given to us with a really bad eye infection that we treated, but unfortunately it was too late to save that eye. Now you're probably thinking, oh my god, why is your work given so many animals that have issues? We are not told they have issues until they arrive, and we are not going to turn down an animal because it has medical issues. We would rather treat it and give it a good home and give it the life it deserves and not let it suffer in pain. So how long have I had? I've had Anna and Elsa for 4 or 5 years now. One chicken, I got 2 last year, and then the ducklings 2 years ago. So this has been a collection building over many years. Next up we have got Benjamin. He is my beautiful boy. Let's open up this can. So this is Benjamin. Now you will see he is missing part of his lip. He actually got bitten by a spider and it got severely infected. Now, of course, we were treating it, doing the best we could, but by the time the infection kicked in and he let us treat it, it was quite bad. And the vet basically said that with how deep the infection was, it was best to just take the lip, basically. So I don't know if you know much about rabbits, but basically they don't tend to show their issues until it is very, very late. So with Benjamin, basically he got bit by a spider and the infection settled in to his lip. So the inner part of his lip was the part that was swelling, not the outer. And then one day it basically kind of burst open, and that's when we noticed it, because it had basically blown up and burst overnight. And by that point we took the statement to the vet and hope for a miracle, which did occur. He did come out one less lip, but for an old boy, he is 6 years old. He's still doing really well. He is not impacted at all. He can still eat, drink, everything just fine. He's got no issues. We are working on getting his fur into a better condition, but again, he is an older rabbit. He is not used to being groomed because he was from a farm. We don't really brush out our rabbits very often. But for the most part, it is just undercoat from winter that is coming out. Okay, so the last of my animals, definitely the most needy, take up the most time, but I also work with a rescue. So they were given to this rescue from a lady claiming it was a mum and her 3 daughters that desperately needed a new home. She didn't know how old the babies were. She didn't know how old mum was, and had never handled mum or the babies. So it's been a long process over the last year to get them to where they are. They still bite, but nowhere near as much. And we have just built a 4-meter by 3-meter pen for these guys. And they are the most entertaining, naughtiest things I have ever met. Now, before you question their names, remember, I was told it was 4 girls, a mum and her 3 daughters, until I got them desexed. And I found out it was a mum and her 3 sons, which explained the massive difference in size and temperament and smell. There is no way I can record in this pen because they do not stay still. So here we have got Peter, we have got Wendy, we have got Snowy, who is actually the girl. Snowy is short for Snow White, and Tinkerbell, who has just put herself to bed. Now you're probably thinking, Tinkerbell? That's really weird. Trust me, she lives up to her name. She's looking really innocent right now, but sorry, I'll get it right one day. He's looking really innocent right now, but that thing has anger issues and is incredibly naughty. So this is Mum. She is the worst temperament. She bites so much. Peter is so much better. He is the nicest out of all of them. Wendy has a bit of a foot fetish. We're getting there. Hello, guys. And Tinkerbell is Tinkerbell. Pen, they've broken the tunnel overnight, but I'll fix that. They have got this 4-meter by 3-meter pen. They've got a ball pit. They like to break this tunnel and they won't let me fix it at the moment. They've got a cat tree, their own little sand pit, their little hanging baskets, a bunch of little hides, and they've got a full tunnel system on the roof. I've got some more pipes up there so I can make a wall tunnel system as well. And they have got all these steps so they can get up around. They can get to their little table, which has got their bones from yesterday. they can get down. I've only had this pen built for the last 2 months though, so we are still working on it. It's just taking time that I don't have a lot of. But that is all of my animals. I don't even know how many I have, but thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.